And we're live. What's up, everyone? Thank you so much for tuning in to the Cool Roofs podcast, educational podcast towards roofing and solar. We've had some incredible individuals on our podcast, all who are affiliated and work with Cool Roofs. But today we have a special guest. This is one of my favorite individuals, someone who has the biggest heart. We call him the Roger Bannister of roofing, because when he first got here, he sold like 9 roofs in 8 days, I believe was the record. Just speed of a leader, speed of the team. This is that guy. And his name is Hugh. Hugh, thanks for being here, man, today. How you doing?
I'm doing perfect.
Yes, sir. Is this first time on a podcast?
Yes, it is.
That's super exciting, man. Well, Hugh, tell me a little bit about yourself. You know, it's amazing to come into not only just an industry, but a team, and just accomplishing what you've been able to accomplish is just, it's phenomenal. And I think it represents truly who you are as an individual. So, I want to start off, just tell me about your experience thus far with Cool Roofs and kind of the journey since you've been on it. How's it treated you?
Yes, sir. One thing I want to talk about today is imperfect action.
Okay.
You don't need a plan. And, I practiced this, my first podcast. So I'm going to be reading a little bit off my phone because I have some content that aligns with the message I want to share. So my name is Hugh. I'm a roofing specialist with Cool Roofs. I take pride in that title. And I've loved and pursued art all my life. That just really, it's one of the biggest things in my life journey and pursuit is just having art be a part there. So I've done photography, I've done visual art. I'm getting into music and I sing now. It's my new superpower.
Can't wait. Record dropping soon.
Thank you, sir. And all my life, I really wanted to be a part of a culture. I wanted to be a part of a team, something bigger than just me being a lone wolf out there. And I worked with lots of companies that didn't really align with my pursuit. And ever since I found out about Cool Roofs, it's been life-changing. My favorite thing is you and Hudson and everybody else within the company. And it really, something I wrote about is, how can I put it into words? Instead of challenging each other and going against each other as a team, people should be supporting each other. They should be cheering each other. They should be each other's best friends. And this is what I found within Cool Roofs. And not only do we care about clients and go above and beyond, but we really care about each other. And I mean, this is one of the examples. I've never worked with somebody that did a podcast with me. So
That's awesome. Well, dude, we appreciate you. And, I think as John Maxwell talks about a lot, he talks about leadership. You don't attract what you want, you attract who you are. And one of the things that I aspire to do is giving. And, dude, you're serving leadership and just giving like you're talking about within this culture. I mean, dude, you got me this. I don't even know why I'm not flexing it right now outside. But, I mean, yesterday it got me. I mean, this thing is just beautiful. It glows in the dark. The stars align behind it. And, it's cool, too, because, man, if you think about it, as I saw you put your light on here and it signified all the stars behind Cool Roofs. Stars recognize to me, or it exemplifies a multitude of things, large numbers. And the reason why, and what really excites me about Cool Roofs and attracting, people who think like you is like, man, of all the stars and all the numbers, we were able to cross paths and not only build a phenomenal relationship, but work together and have the ability to build something pretty special. So, dude, thank you so much for this. This is, you said your friend Harold creates these.
Harold, yeah, Infinite U 77.
That's amazing.
And actually, Harold made it with the intention for it to be for a cold monk.
And I love it, man. I went to the chiropractor yesterday and he saw it. He goes, you realize that's a very special piece. He goes, where did you get that? And I sent him Harold's Instagram. So
that's awesome.
You could definitely tell this is an impactful piece. But if
people who know it they're actually gonna realize it right away. And the moment that they see, like, if you flip it on the side, you see all the crushed crystals, and on the back, it's got gold, it's got copper wire. It actually has a magnet.
Show the viewers, zoom in there.
It has a magnet in the middle.
No way.
Yeah, all the way in the back, in the coil.
Oh, I see it right there. Yeah.
Yep, and it's designed to be like vortex.
Cool.
So you're wearing something really powerful, but I believe that it's only an accessory because you're powerful, and you don't need no organite, but it matches your outfit.
It does. I'm going to be rocking it today at the roofing expo and make a lot of people jealous. A lot of people are already jealous about these hats that we've made, make roofing great again. So.
I know somebody yesterday told me, "Would you sell me this?" And I'm like, "No, it's proprietary to us. I'll help you with your roof,
Yeah.
but I can't, give out something that makes me a part of the team." And he said, "I've never seen anything like it. I have all kind of Trump memorabilia and everything that supports Trump." But he says that this is something that just like blew his mind.
Which makes you so happy because I have like a million ideas I like to bring to light, and I'm glad one finally stuck. So there it is. A good.
Thank you for making them.
100%, man. We're making roofing great again, truly, and attracting phenomenal people into the industry as well. So, Hugh, when I get on these podcasts, of course, like our overall session has so much to do with roofing sales basics, education towards roofing, signifying a lot of the great people that we have. But tell us a little about you, man. Like, what makes you special in a bright light within this industry we get to share together?
Okay. I just had an experience yesterday with a client, and without me telling her anything, she said, "You know what? Your voice seems sincere. I have heard so much about you, but now that we're talking, I see all the stories are true, and I love you like a son." And she wants me to actually go, and I didn't meet her. It was a referral, but she wants me to go and meet her, and she just can't wait to get the opportunity to get to know me more. So it's not just a roof. It's not just an experience. It's a relationship that we carry on these clients. I've had people like shake my hand like this, and they're like, "We love you, son. You come over anytime." I've been to people's Christmas parties. I've been to people's kids' graduations. I've met the whole family. I went to a client's church and I actually got baptized there.
Wow.
And there was a client, this was before Kurus, but her son had cancer and his last wish was to have a guitar. So we bought him a guitar and we brought it to him. And a friend of mine taught him how to play it. And their last memory with him is playing the guitar.
Wow.
And now they have the guitar there and it just resembles him being there. And I'm sorry that ended up not being a happy story, but they have a happy memory.
It's a beautiful story.
So it's not, I don't treat people like their numbers. And I honestly do not care about the payout. I only care about them getting a phenomenal experience. So if it's my mama's house, I'm going to do the same thing that I'm doing right now. And it's what sets us apart.
And that just always, I say, like, knocks my socks off. It just amazes me, the videos that you get that capture the experience between you and the customer. And when I first started in roofing, I didn't know anything about roofing. My back was against the wall. I needed to make money. I saw it was a cool opportunity. But I realized when someone goes, "How did you succeed so early on?" The big thing was I didn't focus too much on the roof. I focused more on the relationship with the client and building that true relationship. And man, like, you can't teach that. And it's something that you just have and you carry in your heart. That's just a beautiful thing. And you met that guy in Killeen, Texas, one of the oldest senior citizens still there. Phenomenal video. The most recent one that you posted with that individual was amazing. So talk more about that. Like, for those who are getting into sales and, they just, want to focus on as much education as possible, like loading the gun of sales and then going and firing. It's just like, it's not necessary, correct? You just need to be you. And talk about that. Like how can you teach that to someone?
Okay. I want to start off by talking about cool roofs, my experience.
Yeah.
So I worked with a different company when I got into roofing, not cool roofs, and the people absolutely loved me. I've had crazy experiences, and I loved it. I loved every part of it. People were like just so welcoming, and this was in a town that got hit with a tornado. So like people are like dizzy. They're like they got hit on their head. You can't even start to figure out what's going on.
Right.
Trees shatter their cars and their house. So the last thing they want is somebody to come take advantage of them. And they really saw that, I'm willing to go above and beyond. But when it came to the work, I was a liar because not of what I said, but the promises I made and the company was not able to deliver. So that made me feel so bad and ruined those relationships. So the work itself being done the right way is what honors your word and the promise you made. So then when I started with Cool Roofs, now it's a complete change. Now I don't even need to say anything about the work because I know the work is going to be done in a perfect way. So my words in my relationships with the clients, actually let's call them family members, is so much better, and I get more referrals afterwards because now they love me, they love the experience, and they want to tell everybody about it. So that was completely different. So for everybody within Cool Roofs and everybody on this vehicle with us, the number one thing you need is Cool Roofs.
No. And so many people find themselves, I found myself in a sales position 2012, 2013, when I first got in the industry, sold a lot of roofs that the company couldn't fulfill. And man, there's just a confidence that I tell people. It's like, look, all you got to do is sales is a contact sport. You just got to go contact people, get to know them, and then know that you have the confidence of backing to get the job done at a 5-star level. And then it just spider webs from there because referrals and referrals and referrals. And we always talk about becoming that pillar within your community where people know you. Like, hey, what do you say?
Hugh's got you.
Hugh's got you. And people tend to that. They know that. There's a lady that you showed me a video of that gave a customer testimonial here recently. And she referred you to what, 3 neighbors?
Yeah, 2 neighbors, and I'm working with the third. And the thing is about her. So this is the second part of what I was saying. Now that Cool Roofs is back and that's right, it's a powerhouse name. It's the best company out there. When I talk to Cool Roofs, it's like I'm talking to people about getting like a Lamborghini or a Rolex or a diamond ring. Like there's no way that there's no value in it,
Yeah.
So that's not even a worry. So I'm only selling them on the experience of having the conversation with me, right? And the lady at first she's like, "You're a roofer, get out of here." And I'm like, but you have no idea what I have to say. And she's like, nope, not giving you time of day. She was closing the garage door. And I'm like, okay, so would it be the worst thing in the world if you just give me 5 minutes? And she's like, okay, 5 minutes. My feet hurt. I'm going inside. And I talked to her and it was like, how's your day? What makes you feel like you really don't want to do your roof, And I listened to her and she just went on and on. And then she's like, you know what? I actually don't mind you. You're a pretty cool guy. Okay, I guess you could check out my roof. Checked out the roof. There was damage. She said the reason why she didn't want to do it is because the other roofers that come there, they were looking from the ground like this. And they're like, no, you don't need your roof done. And I'm like, so how would they know? She's like, yeah, that's because all roofers are liars. And I'm like, no, I'm not lying to you. I'll show you. And Cool Roofs give us the ability to be able to do an inspection report, right? So she saw the picture. She's like, wow, nobody's ever showed me this. So it's easy for her to see the benefit in doing her roof. I helped her with the whole entire claim. It was just easy. She just calls me and she's like, There's some guy knocking my door talking to me about doing my roof. Here, Hugh, talk to them and tell them that you're going to do it. And I've talked to probably like about 12 door knockers. And they're like trying to convince me. And I mean, I just give them time of day actually. And I say at the end of the day, like I have a relationship with her, I'm gonna honor my promise. So based on that experience, the clients, the neighbors are always watching. And you probably have learned this. So they're looking through the window, they're looking through the door, they're pulling up, looking. After the roof is done, both neighbors wanted the same experience as Sonia. They wanted the same shingles, the same roof. That's exactly what they're getting. They're like, I don't want anything different. I want that roof. And it makes me feel so lucky that I was the person to be able to provide that. So now these are neighbors are right next to her. And now we're expanding. So we're going down the street and talking to people. And everybody's like, were you the guys over there with the blue sign that did such a phenomenal job? And I'm like, that could be you too. And it's an easy sell.
Yeah.
But the biggest part really is just talk to people like talk to their people. I don't have like a door approach where I'm like, and insert professional, pitch. I don't do that. I just say, hey, one of my clients was like, nope. And I said, have you had anybody inspect the roof? She's like, yeah, I have a contractor. I'm like, what does he do for you? And she thought about it. And she's like, well, what'd you do for me? And I gave her a list of what I'm going to do. And she did not believe me. So once I was done, she's like, wow, nobody's ever taken the time to explain this to me. Even though I don't even understand any of this, you're giving me solutions. And now every time I'm in that town, I call her and she's like, Hugh, my favorite guy, come over. And I got to meet her kids. She told me about stuff she's going through. She was fixing her car. I helped her with some parts, so that's what I do. And I believe everybody within Cool Roofs has that notion.
Yeah.
And I'm just so lucky to be in this room. I'm so lucky to be working with you. I'm lucky to be a part of this amazing empire.
Yeah, I mean, it truly is a lifestyle business. And that's why I love it. We've all created a lifestyle with it that just so happens to be business, and we have fun with it. And most people that I see tend to make sales complex. And rather, sales is just a simple process. It's creating a friend through relationship that trusts you. You acknowledge the problem. We deliver a solution. The solution's delivered at a 5-star level. And then that person knows that they can trust you from them on. You have a customer for life. And you nailed it. Like in any industry right now, especially in ours, it is a numbers game. People sadly look at this as a numbers game. How many can I get? Why aren't we getting this much? Everything. But it's like, hey, like, how can we keep adding to our portfolio of 5-star customers for life? And you just do such a phenomenal job at that. And you said, Colt, when we start this, I want you to ask me about, was it perseverance?
Perseverance.
Talk to me a little about perseverance.
Yes, sir. So a little bit about me. I used to be a very shy person. Not shy.
I don't believe it.
Not shy. I did not want to do anything with people.
Turtles out the shell, man.
Yeah, and I've had some very difficult life experiences where I just, anybody could be not trusting and close out. And all my life, I just felt like I've been pushed down, and I was a victim, So it was really difficult, and it was difficult because those were boundaries and molds that I created for myself. And what really changed, the biggest thing for me, was the connections. People just like you that came and they're like, you don't have to live like that. You don't have to be feel defeated. You don't have to be sad. You don't have to live below your means. And my question would always be like, how do I change it? But people are going to give you advice, and they're not going to give you actual ways to fix it. Nobody's going to take the time to be like, all right, here's the plan. And step one is, so I really wanted to get the knowledge. You know, there was a lady, her name is Sharon. Sharon taught me how to make a cheesecake, and I made it for so many people, and I changed people's lives with it. And but what Sharon really left with me, she said, "Your mama worked too hard for you to quit, and I'm not gonna sit around and watch you quit. So you're gonna get some knowledge." And I'm like, "Well, I quit college. I didn't know how to get the knowledge." And she said, "Well, there's all these books," and she had stacks of them. And I'm like, "I have ADHD. I can't read books." And she gave me a Sony Walkman with CDs and a little headphone, and she said, "Well, you use this because you ain't paying for it." And I'm like, okay, well, I guess I have no excuse. It's literally in my hands, and I listened to it. I listened to Think and Grow Rich and Poor Dad Rich Dad, Rich Dad, and How to Win Friends and Influence People. And those books really like left something with me. And then I read like probably like 3 or 4 books by John Maxwell and Tony Robbins, and I started realizing that the only person limiting my success is me. And I broke out of the mold. And then after so many life experiences, I went and gave my life to Christ. And what the Bible says is you're created in the image of God, and God loves you. And there's no reason why I should feel defeated. So I was listening to somebody very recently, and he said, stop thinking of the reasons why you can't. Think of the reasons why you can. Think of the reasons why you are victorious. It's not helping you. It's not helping your family to live small. It's not helping your peers around you to feel defeated, because now you're going back into the show. So I decided, okay, I'm going to do it. And at that time, it was like the Eminem song. It says, so this is my shot. If you fail me not, this may be the only opportunity that I got. And that's literally what I had, because my mom needed a surgery. My brother needed a surgery. My family was in debt for $15,000. I was broke. And I was just struggling. Like everything was just not working out. So I said, all right, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to make it happen. And I felt like just a powerful man, you know? And I went out there and I probably knocked 10,000 doors or more than that. And I got about 100 appointments that were solid. And none of them closed. And it was like 2 months later, I'm broke. And I'm like, something's not happening, you know? So I remember I was sending leads and there was a closer, and I knocked this guy's door and he came out and he's like, I don't want to do it. And I really just wanted to be like, and just walk off. And then I said, all right, why you don't want to do it? And he said, because my problem is the money. I don't have the money. So we had a finance option, right? And I remember after saying it to 10,000 people, the words to tell them. And I said, all right, so who handles the finances? He said, my wife. She's just got home. Right now is not a good time, but in about 15 minutes, you could talk to my wife. So I called the closer. He was leaving. I said, come back. We're going to talk to the wife. We sat down. Within like 5 minutes, it was a deal. And that just changed everything. And then I broke all the records. I had a $25,000 a month. I made so much money. I paid my family's debt. I paid my mama's surgery. I paid my brother's surgery. I changed my life completely. And I used a lot of the funds to be able to better myself. I started going to the gym. I started just reading so many books. I read probably like 60 books in a year. And that was it. It was just nobody had to like give me a secret formula. The secret formula is just going out there and just failing really miserably.
Yep.
In every way. And you probably can write a book about failure too.
Yeah. Easy. I mean,
Yes, sir.
I don't believe in failures. I believe the word failure is just a experience that we go through that is a redirection in the proper route of our journey. Because a lot of the times that I would quote unquote say that I failed truly did redirect me to better times. And the cool thing about it is it's a learning lesson. And if you look at the lesson and you learn from it, then therefore, you don't ever repeat it again, and it makes you that much better. Like, they've programmed that they have these books now for personal development, which, I mean, you really only need the three iconic threes, which is Think and Grow Rich, How to Win Friends and Influence People, and then Rich Dad Poor Dad as an opportunity to understand entrepreneurship. But then they have college and they have business school and all that. But my thing is like, look, the whole journey in itself is schooling and getting out there like you did. You persevered, you got out of your comfort zone, and you went out there and put yourself out into the marketplace to then figure out, how do I become valuable enough to where I can solve these people's issues, derive the perfect solution, pay for my value, not my time, and just become more and more and more and more valuable. And how we become more valuable is through learning through some of our failures, because it's that experience that preps us to be that person. Like we talk about a lot, we can put this in a sales perspective. It's like, I want to be $1 million sales rep. I want to do $1 million in revenue, or in essence, I want to make $1 million. Well, Hugh, what's interesting about that is you have to become the person that is ready to make the millions of dollars, or the $1 million, or the 100,000, or whatever it is. And that takes experience mixed with work, mixed with learning, mixed with understanding, that gets you to that level. So I'm glad that, you're the turtle that popped out of the shell and you're not an introvert anymore, because you can see just what you become, man. Like, look, I tell people this a lot, like, success is not necessarily, like you said, the overall money. Money creates experience, but the journey in itself is an experience, and it's enjoying that experience through and throughout is what really creates the feeling. Because having $1 million and having 100,000, it's just a different feeling, And so it's like getting within that experience and growing towards like, hey man, like, it's just a simple feeling is what success is to me. So through your experience and through working with these people, like, what's the biggest takeaway of yours that like really just, is your fulfillment?
That's exactly what I was going to say. I broke it down to certain points. So before that, there's a quote. And I believe everybody needs to hear this, because if I take my whole life and I break it down into one quote, this would really mean a lot. You don't have to fail to succeed, and you don't have to win to be a success story. It's different for everybody. There's also the in-between. This is what matters. It's just the perfect mix of winning and succeeding at the same time. That has gotten you to this point right now where you're at. Nobody just wakes up and all the doors open up for them. Otherwise, we wouldn't learn anything.
Yeah.
And out of losing anything, you lose a game, you become better. Next time, you become a pioneer. And all failures are steps closer to that one time you succeed. But all the successes are a step closer to the next time you fail that will make you better.
Yeah.
So this is my biggest takeaway. So I keep having this dream, and I believe it's going to be true. I'm signing a book. I see it. It's like this big white book, and it has the word fail on it in big red letters. And it has my name on it, signing it's my book. People are shaking my hands, and it's like cameras flashing. And, the way the book starts is, like when you fall and you're like, ow, I quit. So that's the starting point, in every story. And I believe that I'm going to make it true. And I actually started writing it, it's going to be pretty exciting. But me in the past, the turtle in the shell was, I failed, I'm not going to do it again.
Yeah.
But if you don't do it multiple times, you would never learn. One example is I used to be a shower singer, and a car singer. And one day, like, we lived in that really nice house in Temple. It had like 20-foot ceilings. So we set up and we did karaoke. And one day I sang, and people were like, "Oh, you're amazing! Oh my god!" And I was like, "We." And then I just sat there and I really like vibed with it, and I started singing, and I was like, "Wow, like I could really do this," And it changed everything for me. So now I'm like, if this can happen, what else is out there? So that's one of the biggest reasons why I chose to align with people that are better than me within this industry. And Hudson really helped us out with the experience to go to Door to Door Con, because the way, like I said, help me out, and it's not because it's taking me there, but he helped me realize that there's so many people that are extremely successful. I mean, some people's companies made like $2 billion.
Yeah.
Some people like that I met there, they're like younger than 30 and they don't have to work a day in their life.
Yeah.
And I heard somebody was talking about their company made like $150 million, and they just don't seem brighter than me or anything. But I feel like all their stories combined is, I spent so many hours out there, I don't even have a life anymore. But they get to live the life that they want for the rest of their life because they dedicated every single living moment into achieving that dream. And it's just about serving, you know.
And I love what you said about my buddy Alex talks about this a lot. It's just average people who have above average goals and dreams.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we all are. And most people, number one, don't get introduced to a culture that really pushes the proper mindset in order to be successful, backed by the commitment and leadership to help somebody be successful. It creates the perfect environment. Like most people I meet live in negativity. They live in negative environments, and I don't like that.
Yeah, the word's actually
Vortex, pushing them all away. So thank you for that. But I even read an article once about you take rice and put it in water, and you put it in a room, and then you put rice and put it in water, and you put it in another room. And for like 2 weeks, you go in 3-4 times a day and you speak love, positivity, guidance, support, leadership into this one. This is great. I watched this video, it blew my mind. And then the other one, you just talk negative. You just put it down. You use hateful words and really just like don't support it whatsoever. And sometimes even in essence, you just ignore it. Well, putting that energy towards the positivity of this rice in the positive room, nothing happened. It just stayed its current state. And then the other rice in the other room with the negativity molded up. And that just is a sure signification to me, like, hey, that's the same with everything. And that's what really I love about you. I mean, dude, you just came into the office yesterday, gave me this gift. We went and had a great breakfast, and everything's just positive. And I think once you step into that, I even talked about with my chiropractor. He's like, man, I realize there's something different about you every time we conversate. You don't do drama or gossip or negativity. I'm like, well, it doesn't serve me, and it doesn't help me move forward. It only pulls me back. And that's where we relate a lot. And so when you go to Door Con, when you go to these events, all it is just people who really think highly of themselves, who want to make an impact for themselves, their family, their community, and whatnot. And man, you're on the right path. Like you're crushing it.
Yeah.
And you're also realizing that roofing is just a vehicle to get you from point A to point B, and the in between helps you then live your dreams, like chasing music and becoming a musician, and just it's all about loving what you do. And then what it is that you do starts to reward you. So
Yes, sir. Yeah. I have a few key points to share with everybody who's listening to this.
or what?
So, number one, perfection is an illusion. Things will never be perfect.
No, sure won't.
And imagine this: you work 10 years to make things perfect. Something's gonna come and tear it down like a game of Jenga.
All those.
So don't wait for perfection. Just go for it, and stumble all you have to. it actually all the self-help books I read tells you to fail fast and fail often.
Yep.
So if you fall right now and hurt your knee, you're not gonna fall later. But if you wait 5 years to fall, it's been built up in your mind so much that you're so afraid of it, it creates a phobia.
Yep.
And the biggest takeaway from this podcast is it's not serving anybody good to live small.
Yep.
Having small dreams is going to eliminate your future. Not destroy, but completely eliminate it, because the place that has the most dreams and aspirations and ideas is the graveyard, because people take it to their grave that nobody's ever heard about it. The world is passionate and dying to hear about your goals, to hear about your song, to see your achievements.
Yep.
And it would never be the same. After I made some songs, right, and I sat there and I contemplated, or I make a lot of art. And the thing that I think about the most is this song would have never existed. This art would have never happened.
Yep.
The relationship I have with you could have never materialized into something that you could use as a vortex if I didn't take the one step. It's like, think about this. Neil Armstrong, if he was so afraid to take that first step and never stepped, it could have created this whole phobia that we would die in space. And we could have never gone to the moon, or the Mars or the stars. And now they have these drones that go so far and we're able to see so many things. And they're finding other universes and other galaxies. But it all took that one step from the guy. He could have been torched out,
Yep.
you know?
Do you know when they talked about find a space and they asked how are we going to do it? The response was the will to do it.
The world to it, yeah. So all it took is that first step. Now we can go out of Earth, and so much has happened. And also doing it for your friends and family is a huge part. Think about Elon Musk, right? Elon Musk, my favorite thing about him, and I watched him talk. A lot of people see this, rich guy doing big things. No, he really just wanted a better life for his family. He's like, I don't want my kids to live an average life. I don't want my wife to need anything ever. I don't want the people around me to want anything. I want anything that is possible in the world to be available for my family. And he did that. Now, there's so much opportunity available for people all over the world to come to Austin to be able to work out there for the teams, for the families, for the community. It's incredible. I just saw a brand new Tesla and it looked amazing and I want to go buy it. But by buying that, I have given more opportunity, more money for people that travel to Austin to be able to make it happen, right? And the space endeavor to Mars has given jobs to people. There's so much going on that's given jobs to everybody. So it just took one man to say, hey, I want better.
Yeah.
And it just went to everybody. And my biggest point here, just do it right now. It's going to suck, but you won't get any better by not doing it.
Yeah, and to wrap it up, because we're coming up on our end, and I want to give you an opportunity to give some guidance, because this has just been incredible.
Yes, sir.
But, as we read these books, all it is the compression of time frames of someone's life experience and what they did in order to achieve success, learning from their failures so you then don't have to repeat that. So books are everything. But the one thing that they have all in common is dude, I'll be honest, I went through freaking hell to get where we are today, and it ain't over. But something that I share in commonality with the individuals that I study, like the painting in my office of all the greats that I call my counsel, who've mentored me.
I like that a lot.
It's a cool painting. I love it, but it just always reminds me that, number one, when I do go through a tough situation and I'm at my desk, I look up and instead of reacting or getting upset, I just take a breath and I look at my counsel and say, you know what? How would they handle this situation? How would they properly respond in a professional manner to move the needle forward? Or how would they learn from this? Or how would they avoid this? And the overall point of what I'm getting at is like, you don't read any personal development book where someone was not developed through hard times, and we all go through it. It's just an experience. And sometimes I think like, man, I would not respect nor enjoy the great times without truly understanding the hard times.
Yeah.
And so I think it's just chapters within our life. Like, never judge my chapter 10 on your one and your one on, or your 10 on my one. Like, you can't do that, because God truly has us on a path. And the last thing I'll say, because you talked about this a minute, is I do also believe that we are God's highest form of creation, made in his image. Well, God's a creator. And if I'm made in his image, then I'm a creator as well. And I'm supposed to use this life as an opportunity to create opportunity to serve others by creating an income to then give, to create opportunity to then supply, and then create opportunity also to provide solutions for those in need. So as we wrap this up, we've got like 2-3 minutes. I want to give you an opportunity to maybe just share some more knowledge, because this thing has been phenomenal.
I would like to share a song.
Okay.
And I don't think anybody on your podcast is saying, so this is going to be interesting.
I love it. We're ending with a song.
This is a Keb Mo song. And it's called Life is Beautiful. I sang it to somebody and changed their life.
I love it.
Let's go drifting through the trees. Let's go sailing on the sea. Let's go dancing on the juke joint's floor, and leave my troubles on behind and have a party so easily forgotten. The most important thing, like the melody in the moonlight in your eyes, and the song will last forever, keeps on getting better all the time. Life is beautiful, life is wondrous, every star above shining just for us. Life is beautiful on a stormy night. Somewhere in the world, the sun is shining bright. I'd get crazy, so afraid that I might lose you one fine day, and I'll be nothing but a tired old man. And I don't wanna be without you at the party, so easily forgotten. The most important thing is that I love you, I do. And I wanna spend my days and nights walking through this crazy world with you. Life is beautiful, life is wondrous, every star above shining just for us. Life is beautiful on a stormy night. Somewhere in the world, the sun is shining bright. There's a really nice guitar part right here. I'm gonna play air guitar.
I'll play it with you.
I actually make guitars.
I had to video this. This is phenomenal, because it's just a memory of my life.
There's another part that's in there. So easily forgotten. The most important thing is that I love you, I do. And I wanna spend my days and nights walking through this crazy world with you. That's right.
Life is beautiful, life is wondrous. Every star above shining just for us. Life is beautiful on a stormy night. Somewhere in the world, the sun is shining bright. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. The new platinum artist and 2 years
Absolutely.
on it.
I came up with a name. It's Texas Bob.
Texas Bob. This is Texas Bob. Life is beautiful. Hugh, thank you so much, man. I love you, brother. Oh, we're just knocking socks off and knocking bottles over, but that's the podcast, baby. Come
Like
on.
you mean